everyone, today we are going to share how we cook a pork loin in our electric roaster pan. So we have our electric roaster oven right here. It's the Hamilton Beach 18 quart one. We have a big family, so we use a big quart oven. We also use this at Thanksgiving. Like, we have switched to solely cooking our Thanksgiving turkey in here. I might see if I can talk Matt into doing that this Thanksgiving for our recipe that we do for Thanksgiving this year. We'll see. But we do this. That's why we have an 18 quart, is because we do our turkey in here. But to show you, it is off right now because I have found when opening a pork loin sleeve, when it's packaged like this, it is so much easier to just do it in here. So we're going to open it in here. Also, I wanted to show you. So this is the Food City one. They had it on sale for its cutoff. I think it was $1.69 a pound. You could probably do the math on that. But it is an 8.165 pound pork loin. So what I'm going to do is, it doesn't actually fit, so I've also brought a knife over here to cut it in half. That knife probably actually is not the best one for this. I might get a sharper one to do it with. But I'm actually going to cut it in half, and I'm going to do half here and half here. We've done it that way several times. I usually try to get the biggest one we have, because what we like to do is, this is a large pork loin even for a family of 5. So what I usually like to do is I cook it in here, and then the next time we eat it for leftovers, it shreds really nicely after it cooks in here, and we put it in our 9x13 glass pans, and we coat it with barbecue sauce and broil it on and glaze it on. It's really good. It's the barbecue. So, but for now though, I'm just going to show you how basic cooking. But I just want to show you, this is what it looks like first, and we're going to open it up, and then I will slice it in half and lay it in here each section. Here is what it looks like in the pan. We do cook it fatty side up. From our personal experience of cooking it, we've used this roaster pan to cook pork loins countless times. The fatty side up helps to have the fat kind of just like slowly cook off the side of it, and it keeps the rest of the meat moist. But then, like for the pieces part like here where there's not as much fat, we do use a little bit of olive oil on it. We don't like super coat it like we would say chicken or anything like that. And we also do add a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of the pan to kind of keep it from really sticking too terribly bad. And we also do use the rack, and it seems to help. Again, this is just from our personal experience of cooking it in here. Here's what the pan looks like with the oil in the bottom and just a little bit of the oil kind of massaged and glazed onto the pork, or not glazed, but like rubbed onto the pork loin. So here are the 4 ingredients that we are adding. I know this is different seasoning than we've added for the other ones, but this is just all we have found for the pork loin. It just seems to do the best of just having more simpler seasonings than, say, like, if you want to see our videos where we add these seasonings for like pork chops and the pork roast, I'll link those in the cards above and in the description below. But these are the 4 we're going to do. We're doing coarse kosher salt. Look for the coarse one. We're going to do the minced onion, the garlic powder, and black pepper. So here's what it looks like with all the seasonings rubbed in. We do just kind of coat it on the top and then rub it in from there as we go. My husband, who also helps with cooking, we co-cook in our kitchen, will sometimes like lightly coat the top, flip it, lightly coat the bottom, then rub everything in. I kind of did that a little bit this time, but mostly just kind of spread it on and rub it in as we go. So let's talk cook time. If you ask Google what the cook time is, because some people have asked, like, you know, well, what is the preference for it actually? So I actually looked it up this time. On allrecipes.com, which we've found to be a fairly reliable recipe site, says to do about 25 minutes per pound. So one thing to keep in mind if we're using an electric roaster pan, usually, not every single time, and it will depend on the poundage, it'll depend on the temperature, usually we do not expect it to take as long as it says on any per pound for any meat for baking in an oven. It usually takes less. So if you do the mental math, it was around an 8-pound roast, I think is what I showed you at the beginning, and it's 25 pounds. That would be a little over 3 hours, like 3 hours and 20 minutes, something like that. I actually don't, it's 12:30 now, I don't need it to be done until 5 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is start it at 300, which, I mean, you can see, you can do 25-minute intervals on these larger capacity ones. I'm literally going to start it at 300 and slowly check on it as we go. We have a fairly reliable meat thermometer that does wonderful, so I'm going to just temp it as we go, but I'm going to do it for 300 and see how it does after 4 hours. Remember how I prefaced that Google is rarely ever right for a cook time for one of these in a roaster style pan? Yeah, this is after an hour and a half, and it's already looking fairly done towards around the tops and sides. So Matt is more of the meat person than I am. He did the most of the pork roast video pretty much by himself. I just pointed camera and edited. I FaceTimed him while he was on lunch, and I was like, hey, or break, and I said, hey, you know, this is what it's looking like. It's supposed to be finished by 4:30, and it said I told him $350 for 25 pounds. And he said, turn it down to $275 until he gets home. So he'll be home in about an hour and a half. If I think it's looking done before then, or if I go to temp it and it's at temperature before he gets home, we're going to turn it down to 200, which technically is mostly just a keep warm setting. You can actually make stuff in this at 200, but when it comes to meat in here, that's pretty much the keep warm setting. We'll see how it goes. Again, like, it's different every single time. Most of the reason I shared this was to show that, number one, it's different every single time. Number two was to show the seasonings that we used. But now it's down to $275. It was on $300 for 1 hour and a half, and it was an 8-pound, I think. I'll have to go back and look on video when I go to edit it, and I'll add a description here if it's different, but I'm pretty sure it said 8 pounds. So $300 for an hour and a half, and now it's on $275. I almost was gonna just do it on $275. I kind of just felt like that was what it needed to be, and I didn't, listen to that small voice in my head of just do it on $275 the whole time. So now we're gonna leave it on $275 at least until 3:30. I may temp it again. It started smelling like it was already getting done, so I wanted to check it, and did, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Here we are. It was, let's see, 2 o'clock. So for 2 hours, we had it on $275. Matt said he's glad that I trusted my gut, and we did not leave it on 300, even though that was 50 degrees under what Google had even suggested, because it is a little bit drier than we normally would. I've got a small piece here, but I want to cut a piece and put it on a plate for you to see. It's a little bit drier than what we wanted, so definitely don't follow instructions for putting one of these in the oven, because it didn't work out for us. He said definitely consider starting it at a lower temperature and cooking it slower, and definitely don't leave it all day. But it still has a lot of really good flavor to it, so we're going to slice it and show you what it looks like. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.